This is RiverTalks with Jonathan Brush, President and CEO of Unbound.
Lots of times we want to sort of do this either or bifurcation about things. And I find this in lots of places in life. And I'm always curious and want to look for that third way. And so here's a place where I was thinking about this recently. Lots of times you have people say that you have to, that you should dream big, dream for the stars, think big thoughts, 10x everything. There's just, there's a whole vein of thinking that's about dreaming big. And then there's another set of ideas that's often set up in opposition to that, which is, forget the dreams, get your head out of the clouds, deal with reality, work hard. If you want to make something, then you've got to grind, go, go, go. And like most things, there's truth in both of those things. And I don't know that they're exclusive. And often they do work together, but often they're set up as exclusive, right? That you're either a head in the clouds dreamer or that you're a grinded outer who can't see the big vision. And I think there's a third piece here. There's a truth here that you need both. You need dreams and you need to be able to work hard. And that what is often missed is that they inform each other. That in order to be able to achieve something, you have to be able to have a vision of where you're going. And then, of course, in order to get to that vision, you have to be able to do the work. But the factor that is missed so often in this discussion, I mean, so far that part sounds real obvious, but I think the factor that's missed so often is the time factor. Because often this thing is presented in such a way where it's like all these things are wrapped up together and they happen relatively close to each other. In other words, I'm going to have a dream that I'm going to do this thing. And then I'm going to work to build that dream and to make that dream a reality. And so there's this idea that there's a linear process here where I start the dream and I have the dream and I start work on the dream and I accomplish that dream. And that all takes place in sort of this neat linear line, the step 1, step 2, step 3. I don't think this is very reflective of reality when we're talking about dreams that are worth something. Now, if we're talking about project management, there's something that needs to get done. You envision what it looks like to get it done. You break down the pieces and you do it. Yeah, there's lots to be said for that kind of process. And in fact, that's kind of the foundation for all productivity. But there's another piece here where often dreams take a long time to come to fruition. And there's an analogy that's closer to farming than productivity, where you put the seed in the ground and then you have to wait. And the waiting for a long time, nothing happens. It's just a barren field. And then the conditions become right. The rain comes down, the sun comes up, the days get longer, and there's a sprout and there's something that pushes through the soil. And now you can see that there's something there, but it's not useful. It's not something that can be used or eaten or harvested. It's fragile. It's easy to destroy. And then it grows and it puts down roots and it pushes up and it gets stronger. And now it's established, but it's not doing anything. In fact, it's just using resources. It's not providing resources. It's using energy from the ground and from the water and from the sunlight and pulling up the fertilizer from the ground and it's extracting things, but it's not producing anything. But then you keep waiting and then you see the buds come out and then you see the buds turn into the fruit, the harvest and the yield. And then you're able to yield that. And when you're able to harvest that. And then when you harvest the yield, when you cut down the plant and you take the fruit from the plant, it's not one, it's a multitude. It's 100-fold, it's 30-fold, it's 20-fold. You put one kernel of corn in the ground and you grow a stalk that has multiple ears with hundreds of kernels on each ear. And then that allows the seeding of more fields. And, if we're going to really push our farming analogy, it's sold and the money can be used for all kinds of different things. Now, not so we get too confused and down this kind of rabbit hole of the farming analogy. The point I'm trying to make here is that dreams are a bit like seeds in the sense that you put them in the ground, but there are other conditions that have to take place for them to come to fruition. And so as a farmer, you do the work. You till the ground and you plant and you invest in the seed and you put down the fertilizer And then but then when that's all done, then you have to wait. And there's a period of inactivity. And in that waiting, you're waiting for something that's beyond your control. You're waiting for you're waiting for the rain to come down. You're waiting for the sun to come up. You're ready for for outside factors that are beyond your control to take place. And dreams are like that. You have to dream and you have to work, but there's only so much work that you do. And then you have to wait for other things to take place. And that waiting can be long and it can be short. But if you just press and if you just put the seed in the ground and then several weeks later, nothing's there and you're like, oh, this thing's not going to work. And you till it all up and you plant something else, you never know what will actually have happened. Or if you wait and it grows, it's like, well, this is just a little thing and it's not producing any fruit and you cut it all down. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a time aspect to this that I think is often missed. That when we plant a dream, there's a period of time where factors beyond our control work on that dream, and that those factors will ultimately be an essential part of that dream coming to fruition. So when you dream, work, but also endure, wait, be patient, and see what the harvest will bring.